Dallas Cowboys at the LA Chargers, 5:15. ABC and ESPN.
I have to admit, I'm actually excited about this game.
-1.5. 50.5 for the Cowboys. Chargers are winning this game all day long. Unfortunately, they play it at night. I'm still taking the Chargers. I just don't feel good about this, the ability of this defense without Leighton Vander Esch, without Diggs, I mean, your key contributors on defense are no longer there. Micah Parsons clearly is not 100%.
Yeah.
I just don't love this matchup, and they are throwing the ball with a lot more diversity for the Los Angeles, because San Diego would never have helped us because the Spanoses are a bunch of jerks. Chargers, I don't love the Cowboys tonight.
Yeah, I think the tough part is this is a road game for the Cowboys, and there are a lot of times on the road where we see very questionable stuff out of the Cowboys, man, and the home stuff is a little different in my opinion because, again, maybe that's just coaching or this or that or whatever, but like the Cardinal game, you just didn't show up for that game. Like, that's all that was. That wasn't coaching or, we just got beat. No, you didn't show up for that game. And I'm guessing that's because it was the Cardinals. Okay. All right. Okay. You damn well better show up for this game because Justin Herbert is no joke. And I know that's not new, but this is somebody that will lay it on you. This is somebody that will put up 35, 40 points on you if you're not careful. This is not Josh Dobbs in the Arizona Cardinals. This is different.
And they throw the ball a lot.
Yeah.
13 receptions by 8 different wide receivers, led by Josh Palmer, Keenan Allen, Quentin Johnson even got in on the act. I mean, you look at their defense. Khalil Mack looks like who the Bears thought he would be. They're very good, man. They are very good. Tui Pelotu has been a revelation on that defense. And don't forget, Derwin James isn't even playing. I think the team that should play in San Diego but shares a stadium with the Rams, rents a stadium from the Rams. I love them tonight. I don't, in the comment section, I don't know how you guys are, but I love those guys. I love the Chargers tonight. Tanner Plummer says, well, it's probably going to be Dallas home game because the Rams and Chargers fans don't show up. I think the Rams fans don't show up, and Dallas has a huge footprint in Southern California, which a lot of people don't know. They do training camp there. I think they are, I think this is going to be a hell of a game. Joseph Harper says, Cowboys on the road, but it will sound like they're home because the Charger games always feel like road games.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll absolutely see how that goes. But this Charger defense is better than their statistics would tell you. You look at they're putting up, I think, 6.5 tackles for loss a game. 7 sacks against the Raiders. I mean, they're getting after the quarterback's ass. Now, Khalil Mack had 6 of those. But they're very good. And we'll see. I don't know what to think about the Cowboys. It concerns me.
It's hard to say. I mean, I just, you lose defensive talent. It's just they're one of those organizations that everybody wants to love, but at the same time, they're so inconsistent. I mean, you don't know. Like, this is what I always say. Like, theoretically, you're playing indoor today on a turf surface. This is very similar to Jerry World, right? Like, these guys, in terms of just playing football, should be pretty comfortable out there tonight. But you never really know how it's going to go. And honestly, I buy into what Dan Orlovsky is saying about Lamb and how they use him. You need to be running dude down the field for 12 to 15-yard routes. Let him run.
What do you mean, Dan Orlovsky? I've been telling you all year. I'll just be over here.
You said he's not that guy.
He's not that guy. Because I think there's, in a lot of what I see from their offense is very, very bland. And I know you fired Kellen Moore and you thought that was the right. I think this has been a disaster. And I look at Cee Dee Lamb. He is not a number one. And I don't know. Dan Orlovsky went on a rail about how they don't use him like a number one. They don't have a route combination for him that number one wide receivers run. He's no Josh Palmer. I totally understand that.
Guess
But
we'll find out.
I'm telling you, Cee Dee Lamb has a lot more left in the tank, and he's probably going to have to go to another team to find it. Because I do agree. Now, he's not the sharpest route runner, and he shows a lack of intensity on a lot of snaps, but he's all you got.
Yeah.
And then there's the Philadelphia Eagles this is the first time I've had big concerns about Jalen Hurts as a quarterback, because I think teams are now scheming to make him play to his weaknesses, which we have not seen previously. And I think that Jet defense was as advertised, and Jalen Hurts threw some panic interceptions that if you're an Eagles fan, all three of you, it should be terrifying.
Yeah, we just haven't seen it out of him. I mean, that's been his calling card, right? The composure, hey, make good decisions when I'm being pressured gene or trait has been his calling card. And I don't know like where that went. I don't know, like maybe this was, hey, I just had a bad week out of Jalen Hurts, but again, watching him throw off his back foot, like not being confident, like that's how you lose games. And that's exactly what they did.
The other thing that really worries me is I see a lot of eyes on the defensive line. And if Lane Johnson, who they say may not miss any time at all, is out for any time at all, they're screwed. Because Jalen Hurts got caught throwing off his back foot. He got caught panic running, like things you just haven't seen Jalen Hurts do. And this is the one situation where you can say with this receiving core, there's no reason to be doing that.
Yeah.
And whether you want the tight end, whether you want quads and bunches, they have it all in Philadelphia, and he is regressing. And I do think a lot of it is that he's lost his coordinators. I think a lot of it is that they've had a culture change in Philadelphia. And I think a lot of it is that you got manhandled by Quincy Williams and C.J. Mosley from the Jets. And Zach Wilson, I don't know how he's done it, but he's getting rid of the football. Now it's all check down and underneath stuff. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But he's not killing them anymore. And I give Zach Wilson a lot of credit because it's clearly coming in now.
Well, I mean, look at Garrett Wilson's week. 8 receptions, 90 yards. I mean, that's a pretty solid week. Like Breece Hall, 5 for 54. As a running back, that's a pretty solid week.
Yeah, I totally agree. Daniel Dixon, with NFL games happening overseas, do you see college football games taking place overseas in the future? I think Mexico is certainly on the Big 12's radar. You know, I think that it's a lot to ask for college kids.
Yeah.
To travel to London. Australia's been talked about, I know for a fact. The Pac-12 at one point wanted to go to Australia, and I just think it's a lot to ask. I think it's an awful lot to ask. Mike Smith, or the Cowboys going to cowboy. Hard to see them have 2 bad games in a row.
Yeah.
Their defense is falling apart, dude. Leighton Vander Esch has had a massive season. And I think it's asking a whole lot out of him to... Without Leighton Vander Esch, this is not the same Cowboy defense. We're going to find out. How healthy is Micah Parsons? If he doesn't have his motor, which his legs are his motor, and you give Justin Herbert time, there's nobody he can't throw open.
Yeah.
So we're going to find out tonight. And, Mike, you could be totally right. Jeff Woodward, Bo Nix better get used to holding a clipboard in the NFL. He's not an NFL starter.
No.
I would agree with that. Boyd Lake, Cowboys, as painful as it is to say, yeah, you could be right. Lance Johnson, no such thing as a road game at the Chargers or Raiders. Always home, always more visitor fans like Disney World. Something to that. Johnny Gonzalez. Dan Quinn is the only Dan that matters in this game.
Right.
I love Dan Quinn as a coordinator. Chargers at home versus the Cowboys.
It's going to be a hell of a game, no doubt.
All right. Jeff Woodward. CD's nuts needs to hook up with the washcloth.
Right. Well, how's that working out for the washcloth these days?
How about the Browns being better without Deshaun Watson? Boyd Lake, the Eagles were owned by Robert Saleh's defense, shut down the rushing attack, and made Hurts throw the ball at night, dude. He's going to have nightmares about that. Nightmares. I have Jalen Hurts on my fantasy team. I hope he makes some corrections. He will. But this is as much adversity as he has faced.
Yep.
He is. I mean, the interception numbers are not accidental. He threw 3 yesterday. He's got 7 on the season. Like, these are not accidental. He is being schemed into mistakes by the better defenses they see. And I think if you're an Eagles fan, man, you are thankful the Giants lost.
Yes.
How do you not fire Daboll after this season?
Yeah,
Are you telling me that Tyrod Taylor didn't know you had to kick a field goal there? So if you missed that, if you missed it, the Giants at the end of the first half, with 6 seconds, I think it was to go, or 9 seconds, they brought in a play call that had an option on it. Pass or run if you get this look. Tyrod Taylor turned around and handed it off. They ran out of time, got no points. And Tyrod Taylor's a 10-year vet. How does he not kill that run option? And it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's really, really bad management.
Yeah.
Really bad management. Prize Picks presents football at 50, 10 of the hour, every hour. Most hours, sometimes, occasionally, usually not.
Yeah.
We bring you the biggest stories in football. Prize Picks in the description below. There's a link. Download the app. You guys use the promo code Monty. Let's get some baseball going. Playoffs are here. Texas is beating Houston 5-3 in the top of the 8th with 2 outs. We'll keep you updated on that game. Laid off of this one, and thankfully I did. But that's the best part of it.
Mm-hmm.
All Prize Picks is more or less daily fantasy. Is he going to have more than 6.5 strikeouts or less? That's your that's your question you got to answer on every play. It's fun, it's affordable, and they're doubling your deposit. 100% deposit matching. You put in 50, they give you 50. You give in 5, they give you 5. And you only need $5 to play, man. It is awesome. PrizePicks.com. Just use the link in the description below. Hook it up. Use the promo code Monty. All right, let's run through a couple of these because we got to talk a lot of NFL. Jeff Woodworth, Boston, Russell Wilson is available. Dude, seriously.
Yeah, I don't know what it's going to take for him to get back.
Who are the Niners stealing this trade deadline with the $40 million they have in cap? Here's the problem. You better figure out your quarterback. Because Brocktober came to a halting stop, like a complete stop. And now I think the question is it Brock Purdy or all the talent that's around him? Because how you lost to Cleveland without Deshaun is amazing. And you'll notice Christian McCaffrey goes out of the game and the offense stumbles. You'll notice Debo goes out of the game and the offense stumbles. You notice Debo and CMC are out, and all of a sudden Brandon Ayuk isn't the world beater you thought he was. And all of a sudden Juwan Jennings is dropping passes. Well, is it Brocktober, or is it, well, CMC? And I would also remind you that somebody might want to wake up George Kittle in the receiving game.
Seriously.
Oh, he's back. Well, he had 1 catch for 1 yard yesterday, and he had 2 targets. The 49ers, before we're talking about, breaking dudes off at the trade deadline, better figure out if you have the right quarterback. And I do believe in Brock Purdy, but everybody's better with better weapons. Ask Dak Prescott.
Seriously. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think the San Francisco 49ers yesterday got to look at how difficult it is to actually be elite.
Yeah, and I think it's the Patriots conundrum, right? Is it Mac Jones or is it the roster? Everyone wants to say, it's the roster.
Did you see that drop? And I know I am a Mac Jones homer. All day long, I believe the kid is a really good wide receiver. But I'm sorry, I think it was Devontae Parker who dropped that bomb that hit him in the hands.
Mm-hmm.
What is Mac Jones supposed to do about that? He has thrown the perfect dime piece. It's a touchdown. Oh, wait, that's right. I didn't catch it. It's right here.
So what are you saying?
I think it is not Mac Jones, and I think the Bill Belichick era is coming to a shocking end in New England. And listen, I get it. There's a lot of people who don't want to talk about that, and a lot of people that think that, hey, he just doesn't have a quarterback. Well, whose job is it to get a quarterback?
His.
Yeah, and I would tell you he has a quarterback. He does not have talent around the quarterback. There's just I don't even know how do you spin it to be Mac Jones's fault?
I don't think you can. I mean, there are times where he's bad. I mean, the very next play taking that safety or like that. I mean, there's plenty of tape where you can make a compelling case it's Mac Jones. But my point is that a lot of that is a product of nobody being open. I mean, the guy just has nothing to throw to. And so
he doesn't believe in the guys he's throwing the ball to.
Yeah. Well, I wonder why.
And I just don't believe that it's Mac Jones's fault. And you got the other problem is forget Mac Jones and his issues. Bro, you got chewed up by Brian Hoyer. Jimmy Garoppolo goes to the hospital, and Brian Hoyer came in and went 6 of 10, 102 yards.
Yeah.
You got chewed up by Brian Hoyer. You got chewed up by a clock management offense. And you lost that game 21-17, and it's because you didn't want to run the ball consistently with Ramondre. They clearly wanted, and then the Raiders defense put them in situations where they had to throw the ball. I think Bill Belichick he's done.
Yeah.
He's done. I don't know how else can you even spin this thing?
Yeah, and I think, that was always going to be the question when the Brady era came to an end. What's next? How do you recreate? What do you the level was so high in New England that I just don't know. It's almost inevitable to not be good after you were that good for so long.
And the hard part is you're going to hear everybody say, oh, Tom Brady made Bill Belichick. Relax. Tom Brady also benefited from an elite defense for a decade. They were great partners. Did Tom Brady throw guys open? He did. But Randy Moss was still a hell of a receiver who didn't win a Super Bowl.
Right.
But you look at the guys that they had there. Is Rob Gronkowski a great wide receiving tight end or a great receiving tight end if his quarterback's not Tom Brady? No, I don't think he's that great. I think Tom Brady put balls where he could only catch them. And I think Tom Brady made his offensive line better. I think Tom Brady made Corey Dillon, LeGarrette Blount, he made a bunch of average dudes better.
Yeah.
But Bill Belichick knows how to coach defense. Bill Belichick knows how to scheme out quarterbacks.
Well, that's why they were a lethal combination, because Bill is a generational defensive mind and Tom Brady's a generational offensive mind. I mean, it's not a secret that Tom Brady and Bill Belichick would sit in rooms formulating defenses, and the reason you do that is because Bill wants to know, okay, I see the defense stopping the offense this way, but you're a quarterback. How would you beat my defense?
Yeah.
That's why their defense was so good. And what's wild to me is that, it's one thing to win, 7 titles and to be that good and, to have such consistency over such a long period of time, but then to just fall on your face the way Bill has, I'm not sure. Is it I doubt it's a loss of love for the game. Yeah. I think he still loves the game. I just think that he needs better talent, and I don't know why Bill Belichick, the GM, isn't going to get it. So is it coming burning to the ground? Yeah, in some ways, yes. I don't think they're kicking Bill Belichick out of the organization. I think they need more resources. I think Bill, you either need to be the head coach and president of football ops or whatever the hell and have a GM who handles the GMing and the draft and all that for you, or something. He can't. It's impossible to be the GM and the coach in the NFL.
Dude,
it's
Alvarez just hit I think, is that his 3rd home run of the game?
I don't know. I can look.
5-4 Texas over Houston, 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. And Aroldis Chapman's getting shelled. Man, where did that guy go? Boss Frog says, Dakota, I don't bet the spread on my teams, but Herbert over 36.5 passing, Johnston over 30.5 receiving, under 50.5. Have to play the under tonight.
That would be Alvarez's 2nd home run, 2 for 3, 3 runs, 2 home runs, 2 RBIs.
Yep. Jim Choi, Zachy Poo is listening to Aaron Rodgers and eating mommy's cookies.
Yeah, we need to talk about Aaron Rodgers, dude.
Okay, what do you guys make of A-Rod being on the field throwing passes in warm-up? Now, I think this was a little much out of New York Jet Radio. In New York this morning, some of the talk shows were calling him an a-hole. trying to, because he's jealous of the Jets spotlight. Let's relax a little bit with that. But it does kind of feel like he misses the spotlight, and that's why he's out there playing catch.
Okay, but
right?
In that same logic, hear me out. And I can't believe I'm going to do this. Never thought I would.
Oh, God.
But is Aaron Rodgers only doing this to help the narrative in New York? Hey, dude, the prodigal son is coming back in record time, right? Zach Wilson's 3-3, and the team's surviving. Aaron Rodgers, let's not forget, right? Because I don't hear anyone talking about it. Aaron Rodgers had innovative and new Achilles tendon surgery that makes it so he can come back super quick.
Achilles tendon.
Stop telling me dude's coming back in 5 minutes. It's not happening.
Ayahuasca.
I don't care how much ayahuasca you had in that darkness retreat of a gimmick you ran.
He crapped himself in the dark.
You're not wiping in 5 months. Stop. You don't do that.
You wipe in the dark.
And then
ayahuasca.
To make it worse,
he crapped himself.
You wiped, and then you're going to get hurt and be out next year, so you crapped yourself either way.
Aaron Rodgers.
Jesus.
Team squad.
Turn the drops back up for me, please.
Team squad.
You're Aaron fucking Rodgers.
Thank you, Pat.
He crapped himself in the dark.
I mean,
I'm out. I don't have anything else.
The guy, there's no doubt Aaron Rodgers is a schemer. At the same time, though, it's working. What did the boys at the four-letter talk about all morning long?
Shailene
Oh
Woodley.
My God.
How hot
my God.
she is.
Oh, my God. He fixed his Achilles. Now he can go get Shailene, and then him and Trav can hang out, and Swelsey and Shailene. Come on, dude.
Breaking news. Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift,
the cat.
Swelsey.
Come on,
We're seen
dude.
holding hands. Oh, my God.
Good Lord.
That was the other part of this whole weekend thing at the Eagles game, which I thought was hysterical. Eagles-Jets. Travis Kelce's there. And you knew it was coming, right? All right, let's go down to the field. Look, it's Travis Kelce.
Catch me outside. How about that?
Where's Taylor Swift? Anybody see Swifty? And they're like, well, she's not there because she doesn't want to. All right, let's go down to the field. Paul's got a report. Taylor Swift is not here because she does not want to become burdensome to Travis Kelce.
And sources tell me
she's not that hot after all. Anyway, Travis Kelce's on the sideline supporting his brother against the Jets. And the guy's like, hey, anybody see Taylor Swift? No, she's not here. And they're like, yeah, reports are. You mean TMZ said.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Because TMZ had said that she was worried about stealing his shine.
Oh,
and that
now we're worried about
he needs
stealing
to be
someone's
able
shine.
to blossom because they did a cameo on Saturday Night Live.
Was it the 78,000 appearances on Sunday Night Football last week?
But Swelsey was on Saturday Night Live. And they left Saturday Night Live and went out to dinner, and holy hell broke loose. They're holding hands. Does this mean they've actually had intercourse?
Cock.
Dun, dun, dun. Like,
dude,
we're really reporting that Taylor, it's a PDA. PDA
Jackass.
alert. Wah, wah, wah. PDA alert.
Good Lord.
They're holding hands.
I mean, dude,
Donnie, you're out of your element.
This is so ridiculous. And if you weren't over it, aren't you over it now? I mean, come on, man. I'm so over
it's rich if it's true. Because, again, huge, bold, italic, underline, parentheses, highlighted 4 times. If she really is worried or concerned about stealing good old Trav's spotlight.
No, it's not his spotlight. It's his shine.
His shine, excuse me. His shine and his stash, excuse me. Yeah, if she's worried about stealing that, her ass shouldn't be in the press box or the viewership box while
All right,
he's playing football.
Let's go to the press box for an injury update. Here's Taylor Swift.
Good Lord, man.
Okay, hey, it's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. Stepped on Trav's toes last night with my stiletto. He'll be out 4 to 6 weeks. Back to you, Jim.
Jeez.
You said the press box.
You know what I'm talking about, dude. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, let him go. He's rolling. Delaric, fire Belichick, the GM, but keep the coach. Nah, you need to move on. Yeah, I think you need.
Cincinnati.
It's a tough break. You need to move on.
Yeah, we're focused on the Jets today.
Lance Johnson for $1. Rodgers equals prodigal grandpa.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing, you guys. He's coaching. Did you guys see this story? WFAN New York says that he's coaching. He is. You see him wearing the headset. He is giving significant input into play calling and situational awareness.
Which he should be.
Fantastic.
He should be. I have no problem with that.
He is mentoring Zachy Poo.
Which he should be.
You want to stay off your mom's friends, go after the Hollywood starlets.
You're casual.
Oh, I mean, on like reading defenses and stuff. I think it's important he's around. I think this is his most important function, which is to help Zach Wilson become a franchise quarterback, make or break time. He either makes or breaks, and because you got to either keep Zach Wilson or move on.
Yeah.
And I think this is a big, big deal.
Yep.
Big deal. Boyd Lake, the Jets are better with Rodgers there on the bench, but I want to see Trash Panda Rodgers emerging from the dark room again. Make it happen, Monty. Well, listen.
Trash Panda
You guys
Rodgers.
understand. We had, and for those of you that are new to the show, we had exclusive video because we have sources and stuff, and I know you guys don't like hearing about that, but we had sources inside the Darkness Retreat.
Yeah.
Where we were able to get our hands on tape of the moment that Aaron Rodgers opened up his little...
No, he emerged.
I'm sorry. Where he emerged from the darkness after crapping himself high on ayahuasca.
Now, we need to give you a caution, right?
Yeah.
He looks a little rough, like, you know.
It's not the Aaron Rodgers you're used to
Yeah.
because you're in the darkness. You didn't bring your your Dollar Shave Club with you. You didn't bring the razor. There's nothing in there except your ayahuasca and your pooper. So I just warn you now. There he is. Exclusively on the Monty Show.
Look at him.
Dude.
The eyes are looking a little dark, man. Did you get much sleep?
I mean, is Shailene really into this? I mean, you know. What's up, bruh? You going to retire or are you coming back to the Jet? But notice, and I think this has been lost on a lot of people. Notice that his Darkness Retreat is Kelly green, just like the Jets green. Anybody notice that? Yeah. See? Who's your boy? We got the exclusive footage. Who had it here first? Not you, Pat McAfee.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
The Showgram had the Jets were the team first, here.
Damn right we
Right
did.
here.
Program.
I hope you're not taking us seriously. I really hope you're not taking.
You want to wear a tank top tomorrow?
No. Raccoon video never gets old. The Todd Father says so good. Stop, Casey Boss. Stop hating on Tay Tay. We're undefeated with her in attendance. That's all that matters.
Yeah, the Chiefs are, quote, undefeated as Swifties. Okay. And then Swiftie herself wants to come out here and say she doesn't want to steal Trav's shine. Okay.
So I have like a six pack on Prize Picks the other night. And all I need for major cash is Travis Kelce to have a big game.
Ah, dude, he's tired from, Swifting.
He has a huge game. But you think that could catch a touchdown? Could he hook me up with it? No. Did he catch a touchdown? No, it was pass interference. No, or holding, or whatever it was.
Venom and vitriol.
I needed a touchdown. Well, no. I was busy staring up at Taylor. You guys, when you're on the field and you run that in route and you turn left, the gleam from, her wallet, I can't stop looking at her.
Excellent strategy, sir.
I was running the go route.
Guys.
I was thinking to myself, man, can you imagine how much money she's making on merch from the Eras tour? If you're
Pause, bro. Pause.
Are you rushing the engagement if you're Travis Kelce? Aren't you like, dude, if you're his agent, are you like, look, bro,
Keep it real.
look,
Look, Trav.
Look here, meathead. Let me explain a couple of dollars and cents to you, sir. You need to put a ring on it.
Now, bro.
Right? Like,
What
are you waiting for?
This is how committed a certain individual is to Victor Wembanyama. I have someone DMing me right now for all the old heads on the show saying that Taylor Swift would rather be with VW than Travis Kelce.
My guy, Birdman. Oh, hey, did you see Victor dominate him? What did I tell you? You're stupid and fat. I'm not. Victor's the way. Just sending me DMs. Ah, Victor.
Victor's the way.
Hey, did you see Victor?
Victor's the way.
Victor dribbled the basketball. I told you he's going to be amazing.
Victor's the way.
Did you see? Victor Wembanyama, and he was able to put his shoes on the right feet. I mean, he's going to be an all-star, bro.
Stay hard.
Hey, I know he's no Jalen Brown because he put his pants on the right way. That makes him a better player than Jalen Brown. If I get one more hype text on Victor Wembanyama, my God.
I'm gonna get medieval on your ass.
Brandon Butler, wait till the Kardashians need to make ratings and slither their way into the Chargers and Rams locker room because they have run through the NBA. All right, hey, Kimmy.
Oh, dear. Oh, my.
I got to tell you, that AR-15 was an amazing ride. But we're kind of scraping the bottom of the NBA barrel. Baseball or football? Well, I saw how much money Swelsey made with the Eras Tour movie. You think Justin Herbert's still single?
I'm so bricked up right now.
Kimmy, you give him one look at that ass and it's over.
Wow. I mean, you're not wrong. That Kim K has had a certain propensity.
All right, wait. I'm sending him the Ray J movie. Ha! It's over.
No.
Oh!
Nope.
Johnny Gonzalez. So Antonio Brown got arrested in Florida today.
So it turns out avoiding child support does bad things.
Antonio Brown is allegedly $30,000 behind in his child support.
Yeah, but you keep worrying about the Arena Football League, bud.
Yeah, that's not good. The Monty Show is always presented by The Advocates, theadvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business, as I tell you every day on the show. I love the guys at The Advocates, and I just have so much respect for these guys. They rolled out a new Instagram account that all they do on this account is put up videos and ask you who's at fault in these different accidents. And you guys really should go, you guys got to go find it. It's Injury Advocates. And it's a brand new account, and the videos are tremendous.
So who's at fault, Dan Lanning or Dan Lanning's kicker?
Ho-ho! But the Advocates are great folks, and I've been asking you guys to donate to their Halloween costume fundraiser. They are trying to give homeless kids Halloween costumes. And this is what I talk about when I say we do good business with good people. And whether it is like Sound Sleep Medical, welcome them to the show today, you guys. soundsleepmedical.com/Monty. Bucked Up, Tri-Day Trading. Any of the guys that we do business with, they're good people. They take care of their communities. Look at what the Advocates are doing. The Advocates at theadvocates.com, they are raising money to give homeless kids costumes for Halloween so that they can go and trick or treat and have fun and not be picked on for not having costumes. Because homeless kids who don't have great wardrobes, they don't sleep well, they don't shower every day in a lot of cases. They either live in a car or a shelter. They're not getting good night of sleep. So they get picked on at school. They get bullied at school. They don't get great grades at school. They have all these challenges. And then a day like Halloween comes up and they don't have a costume like all the kids at school do. They don't have a big bag of candy the next day they can show off like all the kids at school do. That's the battle that we're fighting with the Advocates. And I'm asking you, this is their Venmo account. Consider giving $1, $5, $100 in the memo section. If you could please put the Monty Show Halloween, that'd be great. But anything you can spare, please consider giving it on Venmo. Advocates donations on Venmo. Take a screenshot if you're on YouTube. If you're on the audio podcast, hello, Spotify. We are kicking ass on Spotify. Advocates donations. Advocates with an S at the end. Advocates donations on Venmo to donate to the Advocates in their drive to give homeless kids Halloween costumes. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show. Okay, a couple other things I want to get to real quick in the NFL, because then we got to get to living forever. One quick text from my wife, by the way. Annual boob smashing is complete.
Oh.
Okay, great.
Okay.
I love it. I'm a big fan.
Okay.
Isn't it funny how we're going to talk about obsessing on our health, but look at how much we obsess on our health. So Thank you, Mrs. Monty, for taking good care of yourself. I appreciate that. Are the Miami Dolphins the best team in the NFL right now? I don't know if they're the best team. Are they? Is Tua Tagovailoa one of the best stories in the NFL?
Yeah, no doubt.
I look at this situation with Tua, and I say to myself, this is a guy whose career probably should have and very easily could have been over last year. With the concussions, the ugly on-field situations, absolutely this could have been it. He persevered, and we have no idea what's happening inside of his skull. But what this guy is doing is exactly what he wants to be doing, it would appear, and he's kicking ass in the NFL. He is leading the most dynamic offense in the NFL, and it's not close. By numbers, by the visual eye test, they are the best offense by a lot. Now, you lost Tyreek Hill for a minute here. That's not going to be great. But the story in Miami is Tua Tagovailoa. For a guy that a lot of people feared would not make it through half the season, this guy is dominating, leading the best offense in the NFL. And, Jake, I think it's one of the best stories in the NFL.
Absolutely. And I think that, he deserves a lot of credit. I talked about it earlier in the NFL schedule. Like all those videos came out of him learning how to fall, literally learning how to fall backwards so he didn't keep hitting his head on the ground, because that was a big issue for him. And I think whether it's that or sort of dismissing the misnomers about left-handed quarterbacks in the NFL, because that was a big concern coming from college to the NFL. Hey, this kid's left-handed, but he's a Bama prospect, so hey, maybe he can get rid of that, or that won't be an issue. He's put that to bed as well, and I think that what's really encouraging is you can now see, okay, Tua's got longevity to him now, right? You can see, hey, yeah, this guy can take some hits, but we don't have to constantly worry about a concussion every time the guy takes a hit. And that's all the credit in the world to Tua for changing that narrative, because he definitely, as he just said, like, he definitely could have been a guy that could have been a concussion guy, and then that would have been his legacy, and that would have been it. And he would have been a Alabama prospect that just flamed out in the league. And everyone would have said, oh, he's a left-handed quarterback anyway. Doesn't matter. Like, this guy he just wasn't cut out for it. We've seen, the Tim Tebows of the world come through as left-handed quarterbacks, and they weren't good. And I think Tua had to fight a lot of that. And so I give him a lot of credit for that. But I do think, right now, I have a hard time seeing, if you're playing in Miami, let's say, I have a hard time seeing the Chiefs beating the Miami Dolphins straight up. They have an elite offense, and the thing's going to be that the NFL schedule is a marathon. So guys like Tyreek Hill just need to be there in the end, because the Dolphins are going to be there in the end. So if Tyreek's available, Jalen Waddle, another guy that has been an injury guy, can he stay healthy? If he's healthy, they're going to be really good late.
I think the team nobody's talking about is the Detroit Lions. And while I am no believer that Jared Goff is the best quarterback in the NFL, he certainly is on the list this season. The way he has played, to Jake's credit, because Jake is going to raise his tail feather here and talk about, I told you, my guy Jared Goff. I don't disagree. You deserve credit for that. This Detroit Lions defense is unbelievable. It is not as good as the Jets, but man, it's right there. I think the Detroit Lions are going to give anybody they face a real run for their money. But, man, I think it's really close. I think the Miami Dolphins are the best team. I think the San Francisco 49ers got exposed, and it's what we've talked about all year with the 49ers. You can't build a football team on guys made of glass.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of injuries that are not surprising in San Francisco. And I think when you look at who the best team in the NFL is right now, I don't know how you don't say the Miami Dolphins. But I think the Detroit Lions are getting left out of a lot of these conversations.
Yeah, and I think as far as Goff is concerned, like it's what we were talking about with, any pocket passing quarterback, Tom Brady, Kirk Cousins, even, the Manning brothers, whoever you want to look at who's a pocket passing quarterback. If you've got an elite defense that's going to give you the ball more, you're going to do better. And I think the thing here with the Lions is that Jared Goff isn't some MVP of the league. Jared Goff. The old Goffinator isn't some MVP candidate, but he's good enough to do what they need him to do because that defense is so damn good. So that's all you really need. And yeah, sure. Did he have a nice week against the Bucs? Sure. Did Baker say that, oh man, I suck this week? Sure. But the reality of the situation is Baker Mayfield got beat by that Lions defense repeatedly.
Yeah, and they knocked his passes down all day.
Yeah, it's so all day. When we're looking at the Dolphins or the Lions, dude, if you match the Lions up against the Dolphins, you're going to have probably a 20-something game, right? Because that offense is really good, but that defense is super physical.
Yep, Mike Smith, Suge Knight, real gangster, Uncle Phil wannabe gangster. Okay. What does Suge Knight have to do with the point?
Yeah, why are we talking about Suge Knight?
No. I'm not, how did Suge Knight become a conversation? Delaric, Miami the best team to watch, but not the best team in the NFL. Brandon Butler, Detroit is the best team. Only loss was in OT. Well, there is something to be said for that. Suge Knight and Rick Ross to Boulder.
Okay.
Did Suge Knight get out of jail or something? With Hurts struggling, I could see Miami winning in Philadelphia this weekend. Well, you're getting them at the right time of year. That's the biggest question about Miami is can they win in cold weather? And it has come to bite him in the bootay in the past, for sure. Elaine Tran, what's up, Elaine? Dak Prescott isn't who we think he is. Well, then I think he's a pretty mid quarterback right now in that system.
Yeah.
We'll find out tonight, though, right? Lance Johnson, he might not make it a game without Hill. Dude, Tyreek Hill's a huge loss, and it's a hamstring injury, so those things can be pesky. If Miami is the best team in the NFL, then Detroit our most underrated team. I think Detroit's vastly
I think they're the most underrated team either way, regardless of the best team combo.
AAR says as long as Tyreek Hill is on the field, Dolphins are pretty darn good and tough to cover.
But make no mistake about it here, because I don't want this to get confused. Tua's not having success just because of Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill certainly helps. There's no doubt about that. But Tua's reading the defense. Tua is absolutely identifying, making adjustments, getting rid of the football. Like, it's not as though, oh, yeah, this is just a Tyreek Hill show down the seam. Yeah, does that happen every week? Does he find him? Absolutely. But that's not to say that Tua's going to fall on his face without Tyreek. They're not the same offense, no. But Tua's still going to produce for you.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Matt says Miami has a shot to beat Philly, whether Hurts struggles or plays his very best. Miami is a good team. They are rock solid. Rock solid. How about Kyle Van with the Ravens?
Yeah.
That guy is never going to get old. And I don't know how he does it. Gumby fresh out. Bama, a quarterback factory, face red, droopy eyes.
Hold on a second.
Who is Gumby fresh out?
Well, he changed his name because he got out of prison.
Okay.
I'm guessing.
Gumby, you were never in prison.
Yeah. How are you going to change
this whole Gumby thing start? You were never blocked.
First of all, how are you going to change your name and not announce yourself in the chat? You're just going to comment randomly about Alabama. Show up? Like, come on, dude, be better.
Brandon Butler, Detroit is going to have the easiest path. NFC North is awful. What about my guy Justin Fields? I don't know what you do with Justin Fields. How do you?
You keep suffering till the season's over, and then you should move him.
He was not good before the injury yesterday. And again, everybody in Chicago today was, oh, it's over without Justin Fields. It was over with him.
Yeah, like, what do you mean, dude?
Are we really trying to like have some kind of fantasy where we're like, oh, Justin Fields what was he? 6 of 10 for 58 yards. That's a 6-yard average. Like, is that some? And what about the interception? What about the 9.4 QBR? He's not.
Because it's garbage.
He is a run-first quarterback. And again, I'll say it about Lamar Jackson. I'll say it about Anthony Richardson. I'll say it about Justin Fields. Run-first guys are not winners. Not in this league, because you can't be. He absolutely cannot be.
Yeah.
And you can look across the NFL. Who are the quarterbacks that win? They're the guys that throw better than they run, whether it's Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, you name the guy. And what did we see out of Jalen Hurts yesterday? Panic running and throwing interceptions. If you're going to be a run-first guy because you don't believe what's in front of you, you're going to lose.
Joseph Lee Burrow.
You're going to lose. Joe Burrow. Back to being Joe Burrow, throwing the football all over the place. Sex machine tonight. Dak Prescott tonight. If Dak throws well, they win. If he doesn't, they lose. You're going to win and lose throwing the ball, not running it. You are only going to lose if your quarterback is consistently running the ball. What's the difference in Detroit? Yeah, you've got Jared Goff playing an elite level of quarterback right now. Bottom line.
Yeah.
That it just is what it is.
Yep.
And I'll just continue to say, Justin Fields is not that guy, dude. No. He's not. Richard R. gives us $5 to say Oregon State DJU KBR Pac-12, number 2 in the Pac-12. Okay. So you're trying to make the case for what? Was it because you're comparing him to Cade at Clemson? I think we've made this case on the show 1,000 times that DJ Uiagalelei needed a change of scenery. They were butting heads there. I don't think there's any doubt that there's something broken at Clemson.
Yeah.
But he's not the second best quarterback in the Pac-12. I would take, I think right now you have to put Penix number 1. I think you got to put Caleb number 2. I mean, I don't know what to do with, where's Fafita at Arizona? And I know that people are going to say, no, you're crazy. I've watched.
Yeah,
I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. He is better than Delora, but you look at
Ward.
You look at Cam. Well, Washington State is falling off significantly. You got again, Cam Ward's great, but you got boat raced in a really ugly fashion this past weekend. I mean, you lost 44-6, and he threw 22 of 30 for 192 yards. That's not the defense, dude. Meanwhile, Fafita went for 342 again. I don't know how many more times we can have the conversation about. I will just sit here and tell you I'm a Noah Fafita believer.
Yeah.
And I think people don't understand how good he is. But if I had to go up and down the list in the Pac-12 right now, I think 4th. I mean, you're taking Bo Nix over DJ Uiagalelei, certainly. I like Fafita. Where is Shedeur Sanders? I think that's a really tough one. Shedeur Sanders or DJ Uiagalelei?
Yeah, I think you got to go with DJ right now, man.
I think so.
I think Shedeur is still finding his way.
But, man, they score a lot of points, and he's the reason they score a lot of points.
Yeah.
And if he's not in a shootout because their defense sucked, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Texas Rangers lead the Houston Astros 2-0. Texas closes it out. They win 5-4. That's in Houston.
Yeah, this is domination out of the Rangers right now.
It really is. So that's going to be very interesting. Gumby fresh out with a smiley face. Good to see you. Burrow, OG Gary says. Tanner Plummer. You could also lose if you throw the ball 50 times and only run it 15 times. Well, certainly. But good teams don't do that. AAR, Gumby chasing Gumby across the prison yard.
Yeah.
Shank. Matt Hergert, leave Justin Fields alone. I need the Bears to stick with him so the Broncos have a good shot at drafting Williams or Penix.
Hey,
Chicago
guys.
is fine.
No, they're really not, sir.
No.
Yeah, they're not.
We're terrible.
Yeah, they're, yeah.
No.
Boston Mapes. Yes, the Niners deal with injuries every year and still go deep. Nope, not doing it. Miami is one injury away from being a 500 team, but here's the problem. The guys that get hurt in San Francisco, and this is my biggest concern, Mapes. The guys that get hurt in San Francisco are the same guys every year. CMC's always going to be hurt. You look at Debo's always hurt.
Right.
Look at Leighton Vander Esch in Dallas, always hurt. I'll never understand why teams consistently build around players that are always injured.
Yeah.
And the 49ers have a lot of that on their offense, and it's something you worry about. You got to throw the ball to George Kittle. Whether you want to or not, you got to.
Yeah.
And I love Brandon Ayuk, but we're going to find out, is Brandon Ayuk a product of the talent that was around him, or is Brandon Ayuk actually a difference maker? Because without Debo, without CMC, a lot of these dudes I have a feeling, are going to come back to earth.
And it's a trickle down, dude. I mean, no
It
CMC, then the defense adjusts, and then all of a sudden, Ayuk's got someone playing press coverage. Like, Ayuk eats when you give him a 7-yard cushion, and he can run at you.
Yep. Gumby fresh out. Thanks to the Showgrum chat for keeping the dream live. Virtual hug.
Program.
Aw.
It's so cute,
You're
dude.
welcome, buddy. Johnny Gonzalez. DJ is elite Pacific Coast QB, not elite Atlantic Coast QB.
I guess.
They're broken at Clemson. There's no doubt about that. There is not. Hey, big shout out. How about whoa, hey. AAR, Penix won't last in Chicago Bears. Caleb either. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you. Big shout out to Richard R.
Let's go, baby.
Newest member of the show right here on the Monty Show, which is powered by our good friends at Bucked Up Energy, buckedup.com, the official energy provider of the Monty Show. You guys, in the description below, Bucked Up is giving you 3 free samples and a free customizable shaker. You can make it any color you want. You can pick any 3 samples you want in the description below right here on YouTube. Make sure you guys go and get it. I'm telling you guys, it has been... Bucked Up is taking care of so many of our listeners and just hooked up so many people that it's remarkable to see everybody that shows us, hey, look at this, or I just got this, or I just got that. I'm telling you, you guys got to get the hookup because they just do such a good job. I'm going to put it in the chat because some people are telling me it's not in the description. Is this true? Well, let me put the link right here in the chat on the show. There it is right there. Go get it. I just dropped it in the description of the show. Click on that link. They'll give you a free shaker cup, and they'll give you 3 free samples of your choice. Bucked Up, the official energy provider of the Monty Show. Dude, it's 15 minutes to go, and I'm still lit because of Buckshot. It is one of the best supplements that I use. It's 200 milligrams of naturally sourced caffeine. Not all caffeine is the same. I am telling you, when you use a bunch of, supplements and you're getting dirty supplements to make a reaction happen in your body, that's when you get in trouble. At Bucked Up, they use the best ingredients to make the best product that does exactly what it says it's going to do. Trust me when I say Bucked Up is so confident that they are going to give you 3 free samples and a free shaker right now. Click the link. By the way, we're also going to have their brand new low T supplement, their testosterone booster. Come in this week. We're going to start giving away samples of that as well right here on the show. So we got a lot coming from Bucked Up. Buckedup.com, the official energy provider of the Monty Show.